This week, we're going to kind of do an update on something we were talking about last week. Some news dropped on Tuesday with regards to one of the games that we covered, Concord.
Yes, now this is going to shock you because YouTube has not been completely awash in videos on this topic for the last 3 days. We think we got the exclusive here, which is strange considering it was announced Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, the $200 million multiplayer game that never cracked quadruple digits um, uh, on Steam's simultaneous playlist. What do you know? It got axed.
Yes.
There were times when there were fewer concurrent players than we have subscribers.
Wow.
Which,
Yeah.
okay, here's the thing. This is kind of where, if I was a developer, multiplayer games are nice, but they kind of need a single player component to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I'm just going to give an example here. Let's say that another big PlayStation game like Horizon Zero Dawn launched and it had these types of sub 50,000 sales for its first 2 weeks.
Yes.
Also, hi, Ninja.
Oh, hey, Ninja.
Uh, because it's a single player game, while that would still be crushing, there wouldn't really be the reason to yank it because there would be things you could do to try to get people in on it. You know, if you can't get them in at $70, maybe you drop the price to 40 and make something.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe you put some more dev time into it and come up with some new game modes. Maybe you just do some steady advertising or give out some more codes to some people who have followings that haven't played the game yet.
That would make sense.
In this case, though, there is not really a path forward for a multiplayer game when you have such abysmal concurrent play numbers.
Yeah.
Because you kind of need people to play the game with.
Yes. And yeah, this just seemed doomed to fail from the beginning.
Yeah, I've heard analysis elsewhere that Luke. I'm going to cite Luke Stevens here. He has this conspiracy theory that the previous head of PlayStation was invited to leave because he kind of sank all their resources into the scramble to make 10 live service games, and several of them have already been canceled before they were shown.
Ooh.
Like there was apparently a Last of Us Online game that was being made that was canceled, and part of the reason for that was the realization that okay, Naughty Dog can either make this or they can make us and some standalone Last of Us games or something new.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody really underestimates the amount of effort it takes to make a live service game.
Yeah, I would imagine you would have to have a very large server capacity. You'd have to have a lot of people overseeing it 24/7.
I saw one estimate that for a game like Fortnite or Overwatch, a player skin can cost between 20,000 and 100,000 to make.
Wow.
I suspect a lot of that is paying for the man hours to put it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that kind of tells you just how big of a base you need to get a proper game like that going.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's almost as if doing a online game only is not profitable.
like it can be. It's just
Yeah.
it's very much a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
And the problem with the game like Concord is that you have everybody going, okay, so you could have given us a standalone Twisted Metal game, another round of Patapon, like another Lemmings game. Like Sony owns a lot of IPs that they are not currently developing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
people would love little bite-sized game versions of.
Yeah. But no.
No,
Oh, and D Rhino. Good to see you, man.
And meanwhile, right after this was announced, as if Concord can't have anything, Concord can't even have a proper news cycle to itself before another video game related cringe fest comes in.
Yeah.
Daniel, did you subject yourself to the Minecraft trailer?
I've seen the still images, but I haven't watched the trailer yet. I don't really want to watch
The trailer does not seeing the trailer in motion does not enhance things.
I kind of figured.
Like, here's the thing. I'm not a Minecraft fan, but I know this image. I know what Steve from Minecraft is supposed to look like.
Hmm.
I also know that like the sheep is kind of cute because it's kind of wall-eyed, but that would be horrifying if you converted it to 3D.
Yes.
When I first heard that Jack Black was going to be playing Steve, I just assumed that it was going to be a fully animated movie.
Yeah.
No, that is what he looks like. Like, okay, who told Jack Black that he was not forced to shave for this movie?
Don't know. Man. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and Ninja points out that Concord is having an episode in the secret level show.
Yeah, right. A show that's being done to highlight a bunch of games that's coming out in a bit. It's getting an episode. It, it would not surprise me if this episode was pulled, or they're going to be completely remaking it to kind of talk about the collapse.
Yeah, and
Technically,
yeah.
yeah. Why does Steve have a beard? Because Jack Black proudly said, "No, I'm not shaving the beard. I don't care. You can't make me. It's my beard."
Yeah. And I guess he's a big enough star that he has that kind of pull.
Yep. But yeah, so I feel like the cringe tornado surrounding certain video games is not gonna let up anytime soon.
Mm.
But I don't know. Okay, so maybe I'm just out of touch and not a Minecraft guy. I think the trajectory this one is going to have is it's going to have a big first weekend and then
Mhm.
completely die unless this movie is way better than the trailers make it look.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Ninja. There probably should have been an animated movie, like something along the line of Mario.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this thing has been in development for a very long time. Um, I just so there wasn't necessarily the Mario movie to go off of, but there was the Lego movie, which is like the gold standard for bringing a beloved franchise to life,
Yeah.
especially especially a very stylized one with a very particular look.
Yes.
In fact, I'm going to take a moment here and see if I can find a picture of that horrifying sheep or that llama, just so I can show how well this does not translate to additional detail.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that one is slightly modified. Let's see.
Uh,
Sheep.
Now, I'm looking at the background. Is it the landscape Minecrafty?
It's made up of square things, but all the square things have fine detail like actual grass instead of being a texture.
Okay.
Okay, I thought somebody had colored this, but no, that's the actual image from the trailer.
Oh, oh wow. Ah! Oh, that's worse than what Sonic looked like in the original trailer. Oh!
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ugh.
let's pull this up for comparison here. Yeah, I would much rather look at ugly Sonic than that sheep.
Yeah, that's gonna give kids nightmares, man. Oh, jeez.
I'm tempted to just like sit with this image for the next 15 minutes or so, just to, even though I don't really have much more to say about this topic, just to traumatize Daniel.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Ugh.
I don't know, like the sheep is square and its eyes are. It looks like it's like in the middle of a horror transformation, like it's about to like split down the middle, and some sort of xenomorph type thing is going to hop out.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think that we're still like going to be cycling through some unwanted media for a bit because a lot of stuff was greenlit and then the pandemic slowed it down. So we're just getting a huge injection of nonsense.
Yes. Yes. And hopefully after all of that nonsense, we'll get some quality stuff coming out.
Yeah. What I think is interesting is that it's kind of like with movies last year and earlier this year, where, late 2022, late 2022, Black Adam comes out. It's like, haha, you didn't make $100 million in your opening weekend. You're a huge bomb. And then so many movies that have come out in 2023 and 2024
Yeah.
would love to make the kind of box office that Black Adam made.
Yeah. Looking at you, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I think which one of them came out better? Actually forget. Um,
Uh,
Black Adam.
Black Adam, I think, did like 50 or 60 million its opening weekend.
That's 67 million opening.
Okay.
I think 390 net. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones did like 50 something, I think, its opening weekend.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ninja, I've been wondering that too, that there might be another video game crash.
Oh, okay. So actually, Black Adam did net $7 million more internationally than Black Adam did. So your offhand reference checks out.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing: I think the video game crash has been going on for a while. The difference is that video games are a unique media where I think that honestly they could stop making new games for 6 months and most gamers would not notice.
I think you're right. Yeah. They would just go back to playing all their old games. I mean, a lot of gamers have a pretty long, big backlog that they got to work through.
Right. Oh, or you got things like Game Pass that have a whole bunch of games in them to play, or
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus, or God help you, whatever Ubisoft is doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's like like as much as people meme on Ubisoft, if they severely streamline their operations, they could probably go 2 or 3 years without making another game and just coast on the sheer backlog they have.
Yeah.
But yeah, the video game crash has already begun. It's just that the difference between this and the gaming crash of the 80s. Well, a couple of differences. One, that was more of just a US only phenomenon.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
was specifically caused by overproduction of a lot of games. Like Japan and Europe didn't really have one because they had their own native markets.
Yeah.
So, but like, video game market is now international. But also, it's not like you had a whole lot of really big hits during the 80s video game crash. Like you still have games that are being successful, like Black Myth Wukong,
Hmm. Yeah. Stellar
uh,
Blade. Yeah.
Stellar Blade, and Baldur's Gate. It's like people want single player experiences, and the game companies that have been saying for a decade, "Oh, we can't be profitable with a single player game anymore," are just full of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say that's partially true. Yeah, they artificially inflated numbers are in justification for stupid job positions, the middleman, to put it simply. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot
There's a
of that.
lot of people being thrown overboard.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I you know, I think AAA developers need to start, hiring better, more creative people to do their games, and develop more single player only games, or at least give multiplayer games single player options. Uh, yeah,
And for that matter, I think we're going to see, like, I suspect that Ubisoft will not be allowed to fail because they are, I believe they're domiciled in France and they're like
yeah,
a big part of French media.
mm,
But I think if they weren't, I think that they would possibly collapse
yeah,
because they've had a lot of chickens come home to roost this year. Like their game Skull and Bones, that's been a huge flop. The reason that like that started development during the late Xbox 360 era.
mm,
It was supposed to just be, oh, people like the pirate part of Assassin's Creed. Let's
yeah,
just make a pirate game,
mm,
and then it just hit a decade plus of development hell. And I think
mm.
the suspicion is that the main reason that game finally came out is because they couldn't not have the game come out because of some tax breaks they got from the government of Singapore.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically it. I think that we're just seeing the big flushing out of a bunch of media that somebody could convince an executive sounded good,
Hmm.
but the market didn't actually want.
Yeah,
Apropos of nothing,
yeah.